I'm standing unworthy. Wash me in your cleansing blood. I'm the one to preach and one miracle. Didn't you say you don't know me? But your loving arms over me. Lord, just cover me. Come on, sing. Put your loving arms over me. I'm standing unworthy. Wash me in your cleansing blood. Take away impurity. I don't wanna preach. And miracles. Then you say you don't know me. Put your loving arms over me. Come on, lift him up, what? Put your loving arms over me. I'm standing unworthy. Sing, wash me in your cleansing blood. Take away impurity. I don't wanna preach. I don't wanna preach and work miracles. And then you say you don't know me. Put your loving arms over me. Put your loving arms over me. Listen, lift your hands right. I'm cold and I am weak. My knees buckle in defeat. Lord, I'm down and bending knees. This burden that I hold, I just can't bear it alone. There's a silent one. Oh, listen, the darkness in this world is a temptation to, come on, see it, my flesh tastes it sweet, and I am drawn to defeat. But they say I'm anointed, holy, I'm not fit. Put your loving arms over me. I'm standing unworthy. Wash me in your cleansing blood. Take away impurity. I don't wanna preach it. I don't wanna preach it with miracles. And then you say you don't know me. Put your loving arms over me. Lord, just cover me. Put your loving arms over me. Lift your hands right now. Overflow in this place. Fill our hearts with your love. Your love surrounds us. You're the reason we came to encounter your love. Your love. Come on. Overflow in this place.
The information provided by the speakers and/or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information. The information provided by the speakers and or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information. The information provided by the speakers and or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
Some people hate you for no reason. It's not because of who you are, but because of what they were told. People believe lie faster than truth, especially when the truth is quiet. They don't know your real spirit, they only know the gossip. Some people hate you for no reason. It's not because of who you are, but because of what they were told. People believe lie faster than truth, especially when the truth is quiet. They don't know your real spirit, they only know the gossip.
Drag your bomb, Mr. Fiddler.
I have a story for you. I said I have a story for you. I have a story for you. Well, I like that. From the time you yell a correct, you're dead. From the time you yell a correct, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Cause all you to move along, move along. Ooh. All you to move along, move along. Once you hear he say, she say, you're pulling up like DJ. You wanna hear the story in all its glory. I a man don't like to disappoint, plus I can't live so anointed to tell you the truth. So here's the inside scoop. Last election was the strangest yet. No lie. A young PM get a cocoa sweat. Ooh. When they done adding up the polls, they appoint 173 years old. Come to them, boy. Celebration will cast half a knock. People pass out, can't do the work. 2 days past, the leader can't sit. Palarat say white or unfit. When the mark buzz, when the mark buzz, when the mark buzz, like they was drinking, boy. You either laugh cry or cuss. I say bust, bust. When the mark buzz, when the mark buzz, real brave who's pass. Bacchanal is a must. From the time you hear la courée, you're dead. From the time you hear la courée, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Cause all you to move along, move along. Ooh. All you to move along, move along. Once you hear about Kankatang, you're pulling up like a wagon. You wanna hear the touring like hot Palori. I am afraid to give you the talk. Kai Sonia does walk the walk and say what we mean. So here's the scene. An old Calypsonian drink some rum. Who's that way? He start to talk like it make him dumb. That's alright. Say that these songs today is trash. I know some men only agree, no. I like he mix the rum with babash. Like he really catch it, boy. Our next artist take for rhythm. Overstay his time in Brooklyn. Start a food business like things nice. He better watch out for ice. When the mark buzz, when the mark buzz, when the mark buzz. That fella is a real killer, boy. You either laugh cry or cuss. I say bust, bust. When the mark buzz, when the mark buzz. I hope in good spirit. Bacchanal is a must. From the time you hear la courée, you're dead. From the time you hear la courée, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Cause all you to move along, move along. Ooh. All you to move along, move along. You wanna hear about Giselle, how she head not well. About Alexander and how he need altar. About how Benjamin like little children. You wanna hear how Kamala turn big warmonger. Cause all you to move along, move along, move along, move along. You to move along, move along, move along. man from NCC. Don't wanna hear the thing down about voice not falling. How we have no crime plan from TUNC. How we in SOE permanently. So you to move along, move along, move along, move along. You to move along, move along, move along, move along. From the time you hear the cool, you're there. From the time you hear the cool, you're there, because all you do. Ha! I think he got it, sir. Hey, crazy D, we're not putting no more, eh? Let them come in the tent to hear the rest. Huh? It's the vibes. We gon' shut them. Man.
Have you heard there's a movement calling for reparations from Europe for chattel slavery in the Caribbean? And we're looking to get your support by signing in solidarity. Because reparations have already been paid, just to the wrong people. Did you know at emancipation, the UK paid the modern equivalent of 2.1 billion to enslavers for the loss of property? This debt wasn't repaid until 2015. Yet still nothing has been provided for Caribbean people still struggling with the impacts of slavery and colonialism. Take for example the public health crisis in the Caribbean, which has the highest rates of diabetes and hypertension in the world because of the high sugar and salt diets fed to enslaved populations for generations. Reparations, when managed accountably, means funding for projects not only in health, but education, technology, culture, and psychosocial services to repair these legacies of colonialism. It's about justice and a fair chance at development. So click the link below to join the thousands of Caribbean people demanding justice and reparations from European governments and institutions. Have you heard there's a movement calling for reparations from Europe for chattel slavery in the Caribbean? And we're looking to get your support by signing in solidarity. Because reparations have already been paid, just to the wrong people. Did you know at emancipation, the UK paid the modern equivalent of 2.1 billion to enslavers for the loss of property? This debt wasn't repaid until 2015. Yet still nothing has been provided for Caribbean people still struggling with the impacts of slavery and colonialism. Take for example the public health crisis in the Caribbean, which has the highest rates of diabetes and hypertension in the world because of the high sugar and salt diets fed to enslaved populations for generations. Reparations, when managed accountably, means funding for projects not only in health, but education, technology, culture, and psychosocial services to repair these legacies of colonialism. It's about justice and a fair chance at development. So click the link below to join the thousands of Caribbean people demanding justice and reparations from European governments and institutions.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me this evening on Constructive Talk. It is Monday. Yep, Monday. And it's a new year. It's a new year. And I hope that you all listened to that information that was shared a while ago. And we're going to get more information on that. You're going to get much, much more information on that as it comes to hand. Trust me, it's going to be coming very, very soon. Very, 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 very soon. You're going to get much, much more information on this. So let me say Happy New Year. Thank you very much for joining me on Constructive Talk. Those of you on Facebook, those of you on YouTube, I want you to share the live. Don't be stingy. Share the live. And tell somebody that Constructive Talk is on. Pastor Google, we're going until 11. Okay? We're going until 11 o'clock. So much has happened. So much is happening. We see what's going on with Maduro. Saturday, we got the news. The 3rd of January, we got the news. We saw what happened. The America would have invaded Venezuela and gone into the palace and take Maduro, gone with him to America. Saturday night, was it? Saturday night, Maduro ended up in New York. He's in a detention center. He faced the court today. He pleaded not guilty. Right? In spite of that, there are the talks that some people believe that, what's her name? Rodriguez, Delcy, would have sell him out. You know the talk on the ground, you know the barbershop, the taxis and the maxis, all over people saying they believe Delcy sell him out. Then Delcy saying, hey, bring back me president. Then Trump saying, hey, hush your mouth, do what we tell you to do, or else you're going to boost the president. Yeah, the drama and the saga continues. While our prime minister is nowhere to be seen, only tweeting, only texting, only WhatsApping. When the media asks her a question, she responds via WhatsApp message. She don't respond by standing or sitting in front of a microphone and giving you the information that you would want as a nation. That is what you vote for? Tell me if that's what you vote for. That's what you vote for? You vote for a prime minister who you can't see? I don't know. I want you to tell me, because it is very strange. It is very strange, the things that you all are accepting now. Very, very strange. Very strange how people are complaining now. They're uptight. They're upset because somebody made promises to them and they're not sticking to the promises. They always say, that promise is a comfort. So, we have things that are happening in our country today that persons are very upset about. There are things that happen in our country today that people want answers to that they're not getting. But the Calypsonians and they are singing. So you heard from Devon Seals. You heard from Chucky. Huh? Yeah. This young man, Tasia O'Connor, sang a song. Take a listen to it when I come back.
Oh yeah, it have some spirits roaming we land, seeking to destroy your faith, confuse and intimidate, to take with them as many as they can, down to the pits of hell for eternity to dwell. If we don't take stock and amend our ways, we'll continue on the path to darker days. So let's begin to shift our moral compass now and say to iniquity, we shall no longer bow. So grab your rosary and your holy water, let we pray for the nation. And with the water of Zamzam and Quran, now with strong vibrations, all them single mothers, oh God, we sons and daughters. And yes, as we gotta, I beg you protect them, Father. Cause while some hoodwinking, somebody bad drinking, and we just keep sinking deeper into this array. Heed our nation's cries, it's time to mobilize. Together we'll exorcise all these bad spirits and cast them away one by one. I say two by two, 3 by 3. We'll cast them away one by one. I say bring them 2 by 2. I
say tree by tree, we'll cast them away. Boy, yeah, yeah. But not too long ago we shared one vision. I for you and you for me. Brotherhood, camaraderie. Embracing each other's traditions. Carnival and Diwali. Jamming soca and chutney. Then a divisive spirit was thrown in the mix. Contaminating we workplace and we politics. Pitting one against the other. Perverted life. Standing on the precipice of civil strife. So grab your calabash, your konanga water, let we pray for the nation. And with Tulsi and Ganga Jal in hand, man, is strong vibrations. All the hate and anger, look life hitting hard like banga. But together we labor, because you are my neighbor. Cause when we made the trip, slavery and indentureship, exploitation and the whip. But what a price we paid. Do we have different names? Our passion is the same. So unity we must reclaim. And all these bad spirits, we'll cast them away one by one. I say bring them. I say bring them. We'll cast them away one by one. I say two by two. Ding, 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 ding. And when we walk through the valley, treacherous roads and alleys, in the darkest hour, we shall not cower. Cause deep inside we got the power. Don't show us the power. God gave us the power. The power, 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 power. Spirit of deception, spirit of fear. Tell them get the hands, we don't want them here. All for money they crave and lust. Well tell them tonight they go bite the dust. I say greed and envy, yes the enemy. Spirit of illusion, spirit of confusion, wickedness and war, them who rotten to the core. Termites of the state, while hunger still dominates. This behavior is not by chance, because when you sell your soul, you are never in control. In this deadly romance, damnation is the reward when money is your god. They flood in the streets with guns and drugs, turning we youths into murderers and thugs. Sleeping with the adversary only brings unrest. That's where imps and wicked spirits manifest. So grab your candle, bring your holy Bible, and we pray for the nation. And with your crucifix and your bell in hand, man, is strong vibrations. All them evil breeders, bosses and leaders, tell the gangs we see them, and we come in to free them. Upholders of the law, businessmen and the poor, fighting this spiritual war. But help is on the way, and we have faith like sand in this holy caravan. So righteous battalion, and all these bad spirits, yes, we'll cast them away one by one. I say cast them two by two. I say cast them, hey, 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 hey. We'll cast them out one by one, two by two, three by three. We'll cast them away.
All right, so let's get straight into our discussion here this evening. Let me say again, thank you to all of you for joining me on the live this evening. We are live and alive on YouTube and on Facebook. Remember, you can share the live. You can share the live and send the link out to your family and friends, to those who you feel, should be listening to constructive talk now. You could send it to them and tell them, hey, well, you need to listen to this program, you know. This program is very informative and it gives you good information. So you could do that. You are allowed to do that. So I want you to do that for me. All right? So today I want to look at several things that are happening, several things that are taking place, and I want to hear your views on it. I really want to hear your views on it. I want to hear how you feel about some of the things that are happening and some of the things and the way that things are going. The way that things are going. I want to hear your views on the way things are going and some of the things that are happening in Trinidad and Tobago and what has been happening in the world. So the first clip I want to play for you this evening is from the news this evening. Several things on the news jumped out at me, but I want to play this one. And from this one, I'll get into another clip that I got today that I said I want to share with my viewers because I think it's a clip that somehow or the other, it is bringing awareness to us as Trinidadians, how people are looking at our Prime Minister and what is the word on the ground in the sense of outside of Trinidad and Tobago, outside the scope of Trinidad and Tobago, what is people saying and thinking about our Prime Minister? Let's listen to this first story from CNC3.
In business news, the economic downturn has claimed 2 casualties in Trinidad and Tobago's business landscape, with Movietown shuttering its Tobago cinema and the Home Store closing its...
No, that's not the story. All right, let me see if I can get the story for you. But in the meanwhile, on Saturday, you wouldn't believe, Olia, on Saturday, the government had a press conference. It was the worst press conference I believe they have ever had, you know. They have had press conferences before, but on Saturday they held a press conference, and that press conference was really annoying. I listened to Akash and I looked at some of the persons on the chat making some nasty statements towards Akash, but Akash was trying to get the information from the minister. I heard Golili is her name, or Dennis Polo, and they were trying to get the information from the minister, and Minister Lee keep breaks in. Really? Olia? Really? We comfortable. And you know what? It's as if the country is in a shock. I think people still can't believe that this is what they got or this is what they vote for. Honestly, I'm being real with Olia. It comes across, every time I look at what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago, it comes across to me as if people are still in shock. People can't believe that, hey, this is what we vote for, boy? This is what really happening? The Prime Minister? It is saying that the Prime Minister is was in a meeting with the what is called it again? National Security meeting, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the meeting now. Right? But she was in this meeting, and the Prime Minister in this meeting, and the Prime Minister, but the Prime Minister and everybody else is saying to us that we are not implicated, that we are not a part of the... So then why are you having a meeting with all the military forces, and why is the police station blocked off, and all these different questions that Paulo and Akash asking for us and cannot get answers. They cannot get answers for the questions that they are asking. They say the SOE ending in January, you know. I tell our partner minds, I said we will see if people are really unhappy in this country, you know, because the testing of the metal will be after January. will be after January. Because you can't tell me that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago cannot come to the people of Trinidad. Every Prime Minister, every opposition leader, every Prime Minister is before their nation in the Caribbean, saying how they feel and what they think about what has happened on Saturday. Our Prime Minister, you haven't seen or heard what? A tweet? A text? Really? And that's what you're comfortable with? That's what we're happy with Trinidad and Tobago? Eh? That's what we're happy with? We are happy, and then people want to go on a live and sit down and try to make themselves look so educated and sound so foolish. There are people who do it live and sitting down in front of camera and talking to you, taking calls from other persons who are endorsing the nonsense that's going on in this country. Look how far we are. Look how close we are to Venezuela. And we are to sit quiet like all lambs to the slaughter. I'm trying to download this video here. I don't know what's going on. Like something wrong here. Eh? Mr. Ralph Gonzalez telling us, hey, Ole, look out, you know. Look out. Ole, be watchful. Be mindful of what's going on. And our Prime Minister is saying nothing to us, really. What is she saying? What is she saying to us? Eh? You know, nobody answering me. Let me tell you something. What I have been observing and I've been watching, eh? The opposition leader in Venezuela believed to herself that she was going to be the president of Venezuela. Eh? She felt so. She believed so. She honestly thought that she was going to be the prime minister or maybe the president of Venezuela. Trump turned around and Trump said, she's a nice lady, but doesn't have the pull, the support of the people. Delcy have it. Delcy have it. Wow. Wow, eh? The Prime Minister of this country needs to come forward and speak to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Let me tell you why. I'm trying to get this video here, you know. Really want to get this video to play for you guys, boy. I'm really trying to get this story to play for you guys. I really wish if this story would just allow me to play it. But I'm not getting it to play. So let me play this video then. In the meanwhile, I want you all to listen to this guy. Listen to this guy.
By admirably steering away from Maduro's Scylla, she may find herself trapped in the whirlpool of Charybdis, President Trump. That is, the serious legal issues that he and she, if only by association, may have to answer for. When Trump ordered the first deadly strike on a boat moving into the Caribbean in September, Prasad Besesar gave her full-throated approval. Drug traffickers should be killed violently, she said. Her frustration is understandable, but just about every expert will tell you the U.S. has shattered a global norm that demands civilian criminals be subject to law enforcement, not military execution, even if the Trump administration labels them as narco-terrorist combatants. What's more, oftentimes those Venezuelan drug boats carry innocents, such as migrants and women who are being sex trafficked. When Navy Admiral Alvin Halsey recently retired as head of the U.S. Military Southern Command here in Doral, he was said to have been very uncomfortable with the potential liability that came from overseeing Trump's Caribbean campaign. And that's the Charybdis come Trump vortex Prasad Besesar herself risks being sucked into if she hasn't been already. Such is life in the serpent's mouth.
Such is life in the serpent's mouth. Such is life in the serpent's mouth. You all heard what that guy had to say about our Prime Minister? And our Prime Minister don't want to come and talk to us, boy? Eh? Our Prime Minister don't want to come and talk to us? You all think that right? Hello, good evening.
Pastor Google, good night.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, brother. Marvel on the inside.
Yes, sir.
Pastor Google, let me tell you something. I'm not certain if people understand what's going on right now with the Prime Minister. This is just my belief. I don't believe that anything that is happening or anything that is being said and purported to be said by the Prime Minister actually comes from her. I think the Prime Minister is being handled by a few people who is propping her up, for want of a better term, and making all of these releases. That is why, Pastor Google, she could send out a release via WhatsApp. Because if you could send a release via WhatsApp, who is verifying that that information is coming from her? Look at her. Look at these days, whenever she's at any sort of public discussions or public presentation, she always uses the teleprompters. And anytime she tends to go off script, she says something that she has to walk back. The Prime Minister is unwell. The Prime Minister is not of sound mind. And I think we are in a dangerous place when we cannot depend on the person who the country would have decided to give a chance to govern. The Prime Minister is not the Prime Minister. And everything that is being said and done is not being said and done from her own mouth. I think she's being handled, and that is my honest opinion. And if that is the case, Pastor Google, we are in serious, serious trouble. Because there is no way you can imagine ketos, somebody trying to control ketoso. You trying to imagine that some of these things that are happening right now happened while we were being led by Dr.
Brethren, don't even, brethren, let me be real. You see, we don't like to hear the truth. Some people don't like to hear the truth, but they could say what they want. Could say what they want. Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley cannot be controlled by any.
No one. And that has to be the trait of a strong leader. You cannot tell me, yes, you would have advisors, because no one man knows everything. I don't think that Dr. Rowley has pronounced it to be someone who knows everything. I don't think Penny knows everything. So yes, you would have people who need to give you the guidance and advice. But she's not being advised. She is being led. And she is not well. She's being taken advantage. I don't want to say taken advantage of, because you're an adult. You're supposed to know right from wrong. These things are happening, and nobody, at no point in time you come out and say, but no, this is wrong. Policy being rolled back left, right, and center. HEC saying one thing now, then they're changing the tongue next time. The roll-up policies for licensing, nobody knows about it. People only find out when they go in there. That is not leadership. That can't be leadership. I thank God every day for the leadership of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. I thank God every day for the leadership of Miss Penelope Beckles-Robinson and her team. And I know that we are going through this right now, but Pastor Google, people will have enough. They're going to have enough. And when that time comes and people start to say how much they can have and things start to happen, then we're going to realize what's going on. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much for calling. I appreciate it. First caller, and that was really, really insight. Really, really good. How he would have explained how he felt about what's going on in our country. How do you feel? That's my question to you now. How you feeling? How you feeling? Eh? How you really feeling? Let me be real now. How you feeling about what's going on in this country? I get the story. I'm going to play the story now. And then when I done play the story, I'm going to come back and I am going to take your calls on this topic here this evening. And we're going to play some of the press conference. We're going to play some of the things from the press conference. Yeah. What is, hear this now? How you could just sit down quiet, boy? How only as a nation could accept this? We serious? This what you all vote for? Really? Let me be real now, man. Let us be real. Let us be real. So I'm going to play you this clip. When I come back from playing you this clip, I want to hear you. We're going to be talking a lot about, we're going to be talking a little bit about this whole situation here with our Prime Minister. Listen what's going on, Trinidad and Tobago. Listen, I want you all to listen. Some of you all is hearing about it, don't listen. Listen to what happened in the news this evening. Take a listen to this.
Just days after his dramatic removal from Caracas, Nicolas Maduro has pleaded not guilty in a New York court to drugs and weapons charges.
The U.S. operation that brought him there continues to cause concern across the Caribbean, with leaders and experts warning of dangerous consequences for sovereignty, security, and regional stability.
Doris Polo has this story.
Deposed Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro was arraigned in a New York court on drugs and weapons charges on Monday, pleading not guilty, days after his dramatic removal from Caracas in a U.S.-led operation that has sent shockwaves across the Caribbean. The unprecedented move has triggered sharp regional concern, with leaders questioning the legality of the action and its implications for sovereignty, stability, and security in the hemisphere. In Dominica, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit urged restraint.
Dominica reiterates its call for the rule of law to be observed and for ongoing diplomatic efforts to ensure Venezuela's stability, good governance, democracy, and peace.
In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, opposition leader Dr. Ralph Gonsalves criticized CARICOM's muted response after the U.S. attack, arguing the regional bloc failed to confront what he described as a clear breach of international law by the United States. He also said CARICOM's statement fell short of warning Caribbean citizens about the potential consequences of a destabilized Venezuela should the U.S. put boots on the ground.
A lot of people are going to get killed. A lot of people are going to run out of Venezuela, good and bad people, and you only need a handful of bad men and women to come to any of these islands to create mayhem.
As regional leaders weigh their response, international relations experts warn the fallout could be far-reaching. International relations professor at the University of the West Indies, Professor Mikhail Powinski, says the removal of a sitting head of state violates established global norms and sets a dangerous precedent. He adds that increased tensions could lead to skirmishes in Venezuela that can negatively impact the wider Caribbean, including TNT. Mexican journalist and political analyst José Luis Granado Ceja described the episode as part of a wider pattern of U.S. intervention in the region, and he warned the government to choose its allies wisely.
She's unfortunately played into this game, even more recently talking about how there are people in the region with narco-trafficking ties, kind of a not-so-subtle commentary on other leaders in the region trying to position herself and her government as being an ally of the United States. But as we just finished saying, that is not a safe strategy. I think that the wise decision is to proceed very cautiously. Just because you are on the side of Donald Trump today does not mean that that will be the case in the future.
And IR fellow Dr. Joshua Philip Walcott said Trinidad and Tobago's cautious posture reflects uncertainty over how Venezuela's political transition will unfold.
It's still early days, right? The next 48 hours, the next week is really important to see what will come out on the other side. You know, is there a military coup? Is there a descent into chaos? Do we see cartels start running the roost, let's say, in Venezuela?
Questions were posed to the Prime Minister following Maduro's arraignment, including whether she supports the comment from the UN Secretary General that Donald Trump broke international law, if she was concerned that what happened to Venezuela can happen in another part of the Caribbean, and her thoughts on Maduro's not guilty plea. She did not respond up to news time. Doris Polo, CNC3 News.
She did not respond up until news time. She has not responded up until news time. Your prime minister, our prime minister, has not responded up until news time. Well, you're comfortable with that. You comfortable with that. Yeah, you. Be comfortable with that. Wow. Wow, eh? Wow. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
I got comfortable with it, but when I listened to the press conference yesterday, Mr. The press what I realized it wasn't a government of Trinidad and Tobago press conference, right? It was a UNC press conference. And where was it held? In the UNC headquarters. With the UNC flag next national flag. And position in the wrong order, sir. The national flag is to be on the right, superior to any other flag. But I guess for some people, these things don't matter. But the lady wouldn't come to the nation pastor. The two ministers said it yesterday. At the end, so the last question asked by I believe it was Miss again her name now. But she said it
Miss Polo.
No,
Just now, eh? Just now call her. Yeah, go ahead, let me hear you.
Said I am speaking for the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister don't need to speak. And then Minister Lee said the same thing, two parties the same thing. Right? What I say here is what the Prime Minister do think. The Prime Minister don't need to speak. They are 26 seat partner. The people give her a resounding mandate. They don't need to speak. But I would want people to look at a video by Professor Jeffrey Stack, where he explained what the world is headed for. You know. The world is headed. The world is on the knife edge, like in August 1939. In August 1939, the Prime Minister of England at the time, Mr. Neville Chamberlain, flew back from talks with Adolf Hitler in Berlin and said to the British Empire that he had secured peace in our time. And Mr. Hitler was a very delightful fellow. Weeks later, on September 1st, 1939, the German Wehrmacht rolled into Czechoslovakia and Poland, starting World War II. This is where the world is right now, and we tell the edge. And here Professor Stack outlined to us that this is about the changing of the world order to spheres of influence. The move by President Trump in Venezuela will embolden Putin's action in Ukraine in the face of Europe being afraid to take decisive action under NATO, which is to confront him directly. They don't want to do that after what happened in World War II. And second, President Xi's posture with respect to Taiwan, which is their territory. And people have to remember that one of the ships that was removed from the Pacific is now one of the ships blockading Venezuela. So Taiwan, if it doesn't need our help, we have very little help from North America. That is what the fact that we are heading into. And listen, what is to stop Israel from going after Hamas leaders in Qatar and the other Emirate country and finishing off Iran? Where to stop them, sir? This is what that action has done. The total destruction of what we have seen as the world order at the end of 1945 in the most part, where nations will abide by certain treaties and modus operandi with respect to other friendly nations or other nations. And I want people to think about something. In the first 100 years of the American presidency, right? All the presidents combined made a total of $40 million together. You know, I tell you, in 100 years of presidents, in the last century to now, right? Since assuming office 11 months ago, President Trump has accumulated $1 billion in wealth. Sorry, $3 billion in wealth, doubling the wealth that he had when he came into office. Right? When people think that when you're talking about the oil and so on, you're talking about from a point of view of, you know, benefiting the whole world. And remember, President Trump campaigned on bringing down the price of gas in the U.S. domestic market. Right? He wants to increase production from Venezuela to lower the price of oil. And lowering the price of oil will be bad for us because it would mean that the budgeted price of $70 a barrel of oil will not be realized. That means more hardship. And I'll end with this. So this whole discourse, flying back on Air Force One and in the press conference he had, he only spoke about oil and who will buy and who they will sell the oil to when they're in control. He never spoke anything about gas. You know, Prime Minister is saying that her support to the U.S. regime will lead to us getting OFAC licenses to develop the gas fields, the cross-border gas. He is not speaking about that. He's speaking about the oil lobby gave him $500 million for his campaign, Exxon, Chevron, and the others. He is speaking about paying them back for funding his campaign past Google. Those are the facts that people have to consider. This is the future that we will have to face. When we feel it is bad now with love, how the cost of living will be going, think again. Incidentally, in my driving around today, I saw the registration plate number CEL. In our economy that is destroyed. Wow. Thank you, Pastor Google, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much for calling in. Boy, somebody sent me a message here. I don't know. I don't know if that is true. I don't want to say anything just yet until I get confirmation or information about it. All right. Yes, we continue to take your calls. We're talking about the situation, Venezuela, Trinidad and Tobago. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good afternoon, Pastor.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, sir. I do agree with your first quarter. We don't have a balance. Let somebody move the controller handle. I have been up already a while now. Long that. Not even before she came the power. That was the more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because she came the power. I have seen that. First down singer, when she was the local organization. I feel that the more I tell me, this about can't do anything on our own. Let alone make a decision. So I don't know what the thing, but we don't have a leader who clearly could do anything on our own. And she is clearly controlled and handled. 1. 2, I don't know what happened Saturday because I tried to understand what I knew was because I don't know why for that person if you don't have no question. About that?
I don't know.
So I don't know what happened to what I was doing. I still can't understand what I really was because I don't know why I was because these people don't have no questions. So why are calling baby millions from the way they don't have no question? What's wrong with these people? And when it's last we're saying, people are not shocked, they are ashamed. They're not shocked, they're ashamed because they don't leave. They're so ashamed And they don't believe in their score and boss. So they're not shocked. They're not shocked. It's shame how both else silent. They can't say nothing. Because again, they believe they were still they were caught and boss. I you know what for them there? Cake for them there. So after right now because of shame.
Thank you very much. What's your view? 464-7003. 464-7003. You're talking about the press conference on Saturday. Take a listen to what do you call it, yeah? Oh. No. Take a listen to the press conference Saturday. Take a listen to the press conference that took place on Saturday. A press conference took place on Saturday, right? And take a listen to this press conference. Somebody said what? Press conference was on Sunday. All right, yes, the press conference was on Sunday. Sorry for that. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor.
All right, good evening, sir.
Well, boy, the time a lot of things changing in this world, and it's changing so rapidly. But when we look at our Prime Minister, she denied what is going on. But she have to remember that the 40 persons who blood was shed, that is on her hands too. She cannot deny that because God sees everything. Okay, good night.
All right, thank you very much. Let's take a listen to the press conference Saturday. The government was asked questions by the media. Take a listen to this.
Is the Prime
on
Minister
Sunday, I keep saying Saturday. The press conference was on Sunday. I apologize. The press conference was on Sunday. Take a listen to what was asked and how it was answered by the government of Trinidad and Tobago.
Is the Prime Minister not here to address us on the extraordinary thing that happened yesterday in Venezuela? And given the national importance of what happened, why is this being held at a UNC headquarters and not a government office, for example?
Thank you for the question. The Prime Minister, since in and around, I would say maybe about 2:20 yesterday morning, has been engaged with several different tiers of the apparatus of the National Security Council. That engagement is a continuous engagement, and it continues even to today, and I suspect it will be ongoing for quite some time. A lot of the procedures that we have in place are consistent and continually being reviewed by the Prime Minister as the head of the National Security Council. This would have been obviously a very unique scenario for us, but because it is something that we have been continually monitoring for some time, it requires that type of hands-on approach which the Prime Minister has placed upon the situation. We think it important as an administration that the information getting out to the public in a consistent, timely manner is most important, and that's why the press conference was called, so that whatever questions the media may have, whatever information that we are seized and possessed of that we don't believe is too sensitive at this point in time to release, we are doing so now, and will continue to do so as the days and the weeks progress. In terms of why we are holding the press conference at UNC headquarters is a central place to have this press conference. You all are out here on a weekend. We are here together. We are doing the press conference. I don't think that the country is actually concerned with the medium or the location of the press conference, but they are more importantly concerned or tethered to the substance of the press conference, which is what we are doing here today in terms of the delivery and the information that we are providing. It's not matter of the location, and I love Shogunas. I'm talking about it under UNC banner. There's a UNC logo on the screen, not Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs. It's UNC. This is the government of Trinidad and Tobago. I am here as the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign and CARICOM Affairs. Minister Lee is here as the Minister of Housing. Feroz is here as the Chairman of the HCC. We are representatives of the government. We are providing the information which the public, I suspect that they would require to hear. Again, the substance is important, not the location.
by all indications, Delcy Rodriguez will assume the role of acting president in Venezuela. How do you feel, and more importantly, how does the Prime Minister feel about that? Ms. Rodriguez has been publicly very critical of your government's decisions, even more so than maybe Nicolas Maduro. Now, it appears she's in charge now. How do you all feel about that?
As it pertains to the people of Venezuela, we've always stood on the side of the people of Venezuela. We stand on the side of a safe, secure, transparent, democratic transition. The Prime Minister has always been extremely diplomatic in terms of her use of language as it pertains to the position, the evolving position in Venezuela, and will continue to do so. We support the people of Venezuela, and we support a safe, transparent, democratic transition.
Who do you all recognize as the head of Venezuela right now?
As it pertains to that particular question, I really don't think it arises. What arises is in terms of the transition. The questions that are being asked and the information that we are providing here this morning, we have to be extremely careful in terms of what we say. We need to be very sensitive and alive to the situation as it evolves, and based upon what is being asked, we'll provide the response that we think are tethered to that careful process.
So you don't want to say right now?
No, I think I've answered the question.
It doesn't arise?
That is the position.
Okay. Now, for weeks we were told that the U.S. military presence was about...
Up to now, the man answered the question. Akash asked him a direct question. A direct question. The question is, how do you all feel about Delcy? Or do you all recognize Delcy? Who it is? Hey, we serious, boy. We serious. Are you happy about this? We serious? I don't know. I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend. Are you all serious? Are we serious about this? Are we happy about what we're hearing, boy? I don't know. It's the LC you have to deal with, you know. The same DLC who went and talk about she came here with a sanctioned plane. That is the DLC you have to deal with, you know. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Good evening, my brother.
Happy New Year to you, sir.
Same to you, sir.
Thank you very much, and all the best for the new year.
Same to you.
Thank you. That doesn't arise.
What doesn't arise?
Well, that was I see a man saying, I will take Dr. Rowley. We will take Dr. Rowley. That question was posed to Dr. Rowley when they tried to put Guaido inside.
Right.
Remember what the answer was?
Dr. Rowley said, what?
Yeah.
When he called the phone, answer, that is who he is dealing with.
So when I call the White Hall in Venezuela, whoever answers the phone is who I'm dealing with.
So right now, who answers the phone?
Well, the same lady, but then
the same lady who they call her narco trafficker.
But they can't answer the question because
they had the worst. Because they had the worst to say about that woman.
No, because the diplomatic policy was so skewed and so Trumpism that they started to sing the same song and call Maduro a narco terrorist and the whole 9 yards, where she tell them, yeah, what's going on? No oil for Trinidad and Tobago. She said so. Not even the second president. She said to us, no oil for you, no gas, no nothing. And they assume that lady who gets the Nobel Peace Prize could have become president.
Yeah, but you hear what Trump say about she?
Well, that is why you see you can't see the Prime Minister up now. Because the lady that the Prime Minister was asked the question, just like how this one was asked the question. Because he's supposed to be the Foreign Affairs Minister. And it's so embarrassing that we had to sit down. He didn't have this press conference in his office. Or the Minister of Housing had the press conference in their office. They go there to talk to, why do you think they go there? It's to talk to one particular group of people. But anyhow, that's besides the point. So, when they ask the Prime Minister, who you supporting? It's the same thing he said. They're supporting the people of Venezuela. But they had this Spanish lady on the side of the Prime Minister. She is supporting the opposition leader. So now there is no opposition leader with Trump telling like she ready yet, and the support of the people in there because they have going on. If they was to put her in, it would create civil unrest. The military would go against her, and then Trump will have to put boots on the ground. They didn't want that junjup. So they're trying to see how much they could convince this. Pastor Google, good night. Enjoy your night, eh, brother?
Yeah, it just gets interesting and more interesting, you know. I'm trying to find the video clip with when they asked Trump about the opposition leader. Trump turned to the man and tell him, he said he would have had conversations with her, but she's just not ready. Hello, good evening.
Pastor, good afternoon. I don't know if I missed it, but we have a new capital in Trinidad.
You have a new what?
Capital city in Trinidad.
See what you asking me there?
Why is the government holding press conference in Shawama? All them buildings in Port Spain. You cannot go Port Spain. You gotta go Shawama. In your headquarters. You can imagine if the whole my house. They have nothing to do with the Canada. You was in your headquarters. What only growing in the What were you doing with the city?
You asking me, boy? I supposed to be asking only that. Only vote for this, boy. It's only who vote for this.
I sure, Pastor. I sure.
You not sure? You not sure? They got overwhelming. Let me tell you something. They got a overwhelming.
I don't mean what she. Them vote for.
Virgin, only vote for this, and it's only who vote for this.
You telling me, right? something in the country. You vote for this in your headquarters.
Yes.
You can imagine something like this, and the parent holders in Malaysia. You can imagine the backlash.
What backlash? There's no backlash. Only vote for this, boy. Only vote for this, you know.
I didn't vote for that. I know
yes, yeah, they get an overwhelming. They got an overwhelming support. Where they get it from?
We know majority rules, but I know I was in the minority. Majority rules, yes, but I was in the minority. I know that. I know we know them. But like I said, so next time, so next conference, we can look forward to the whole show. Because apparently for Spain, because every real. Because I found out and now she's government, she government, posting press conference in Shigona. All I'm in person is Shigona. You can put the final message, Pastor, will you shop it? The final message.
Where's the message? Where's the message?
They don't want to Spain.
There's a message.
Nothing.
There's the message.
They want to accept Australia as much as possible.
Okay. I didn't know that.
We see into the plastic.
Okay. I didn't know that. Well, you just educate me there.
Second?
I said I didn't know that. You just educate me.
Yeah, they know how far for us in. Them telling the person actually for us in. They come, already government, they come and you can tell me, the best building, the host, a press conference is in Shogunas, a borough. That's not true. Shogunas, a borough. Really? We need to the plastic. Come on. Shogunas never actually Shogunas a borough.
All right. Well, let me hear what. Let us hear what Trump had to say. You know. All right, man. Hello. Good evening.
Hello. Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Good evening.
How are you? Happy New Year.
Same to you. How are you?
I'm great. Not too good, Because I and my husband speak about this thing we had. When you ask the question, how we feeling? I was calling to tell you we feel sick to his stomach.
Why you feel sick to his stomach?
You know why we feel sick to his stomach?
Why?
Because thinking about this man run the Venezuelan people out of his country. Watching he run them, he chase them like dog, he do them all kind of thing to get them out. And you going into these people country now. Your whole Maduro, okay? Your whole Maduro, you're sending they will get out of the people country. You stay there now saying you going to run it? What boldness is having this place, boy? Pastor Google, tell me now.
Me?
What boldness is having this place, boy?
I want our Prime Minister to tell me.
My God. I can't understand it. I say no, this can't be happening. This cannot be happening, Pastor Google. This is what you call the thing, Devo? What you call the thing?
Deja vu? Deja vu?
Deja vu or something. So, Pastor Google, this is what's going on. This is real. That your country. If somebody do that to you, you will like it. All right, you see the man running drugs, you see the man doing this, you hold the man, you carry him out of the country, you lock up he and his wife and his son, and you lock up somebody else, and you're staying in the man country to run the man country, and yet still you're talking about the oil? Who you bringing? Nah. My God, I have to see something different, boy. But again, when you think about it, in my country, you just get to what is the way you ask for, you know. You hear me? He just give you what you ask for, Pastor Google, and they're feeling the pinch now. Even though it's who want to ball, they're shame to ball. Who want to talk, some of them shame to talk, Pastor Google. I say, well, okay, right? Miss Kamala Bissetta win the election. Let her run the country. I give her that. All right? But my God, you want to run a country and you want to run it like America? You're doing just like what Maduro do? Now Maduro, Donald Trump do? No. You can't do with that. You take the people's job from them. Right? You send this one home. You send that one home. You send people home without food, without a cent in the pocket. Dr. Rowley sent home the oil workers with money in the pocket. Their pocket is fat. You hear? You send them home without nothing and not a body here saying nothing. With them. But she had all of them pack up on she body now. You're hearing nothing from them. The milk which she pour across the street have them quiet. Right? It have them quiet. She cool them down with that milk. She put them to sleep with that milk. So listen to me now, Pastor Google. Where these people getting this money from to pay extra fee on their license?
Well, we'll talk about that at 10 o'clock. I just want to...
Time.
No, we're going to talk about it tonight, but we're talking about that at 10 o'clock. Because I want to play a video here with Donald Trump.
Yes.
All right.
You have a good night.
Same to you. Listen to President Donald Trump.
But now, as I said, the big development this moment is that the vice president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, has just appeared on camera for the first time and said she's in charge, flanked by military officials and other power brokers in Venezuela, calling Maduro's capture a kidnapping, demanding his immediate release, and saying that Venezuela will not be a colony of the United States. A defiant move, given that Trump has said his team's running the country and that she's doing everything they want.
We have a major breaking news update in the ongoing story of Donald Trump's unilateral and unconstitutional regime change war in Venezuela. And that update is this. Mere hours after both Trump and Marco Rubio publicly boasted that the new interim leader of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro's vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, would simply roll over for Trump and do whatever Trump ordered her to do, serving as Trump's puppet. Well, now she is publicly giving Trump the finger and humiliating him and defying him, suggesting that Venezuela will not cooperate the way that Trump says, which means the odds of Trump using military intervention again, potentially even invading and occupying Venezuela with American soldiers, American boots on the ground, the odds of that have radically increased. But before we unpack all of that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, folks, to unpack this, I got to...
Confusion and frustration at licensing offices today as motorists say they were blindsided by hefty late fees when renewing their driver's permits.
Workers are claiming they only learned of the changes hours before, but the transport minister insists the penalties were announced weeks ago. K. Marie Fletcher reports.
It is not on the system. The late fee is not on the system, but they are still taking it. So we don't know what it is really going on.
Tensions mounted at the licensing office in Port of Spain on Monday as dozens of motorists said they were blindsided by unexpected late penalties when attempting to renew their driver's permits.
I have children. I have to buy books for my children, right? I have a house to run, right? Driving is not a necessity, right? Driving will take you from point A to point B. And what kind of money you have to pay just to renew your license? You understand? That is failure. You understand? That is failure. So now this 2,000, now they're saying something, right? You know how long I going to take to make this 2,000? I working basically for $250 a day. You understand? So you check that. This is not fair to a human being. You understand? From $875 to $2,000, that is not fair.
And I have my ticket here to show that is 11 pay, right? Which is not right. And if it's something that they're implementing a new thing, they're supposed to let the public know so that we know what we are coming to do. But you can see that it was just a makeshift thing because they had nothing in place, right, for the change that they made.
According to a release from the Transport Commissioner, there is a $600 penalty for persons with permits expired up to 6 months, $1,000 up to 3 years, and beyond that, the penalties go up to $3,500. Motorists at the Caroni office said they were also left in the dark.
They told you all about the late fees yet?
No, yeah, they don't tell you about that.
And how long have you been here?
Since morning.
And when is the first time you found out about the late fee?
About lunchtime, yeah, when you reach.
Off camera, one employee told CNC3 News that workers were only informed of the changes on Sunday via their cell phones. However, when CNC3 News reached out to the transport minister, he said this is nothing new. According to him, the penalties were announced since early December.
There was always a fee for permits that expired. There was always a fee. Even prior to the increase, there was a fee. So it's not a new fine. Regarding the staff stating that they were not aware, they were aware of the increases, and regarding persons saying they was not aware this was in the Finance Bill 2025 that was both houses of Parliament in early December.
Both the minister and the transport commissioner also denied rumors that persons who had late penalties were denied from renewing their license up to 10 years. K. Marie Fletcher, CNC3 News.
first time appeared on camera, demanding the immediate release of Nicolas Maduro and his wife, calling their capture a kidnapping. Right now, meantime, Maduro, in that image you see him, it was posted by President Trump. He is on his way to the United States to face drug trafficking charges in the Southern District of New York. Meanwhile, the vice president of Venezuela, Maduro's vice president, her name is Delcy Rodriguez. She just spoke. We've got the audio in now. I want to play for you what she just said to Trump.
We demand the immediate release of President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, the only president of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Coming out against Trump. And that is extremely significant, not just because she saw what happened hours ago to the guy on top of her, but also because President Trump, about 2 Vice President Delcy Rodriguez of Venezuela, which I just played. So now we're awaiting Trump's.
Confusion and frustration at licensing offices today as motorists say they were blindsided by hefty late fees when renewing their driver's permits.
Workers are claiming they only learned of the changes hours before, but the transport minister insists the penalties were announced weeks ago. K. Marie Fletcher reports.
It is not on the system. The late fee is not on the system, but they are still taking it. So we don't know what it is really going on.
Tensions mounted at the licensing office in Port of Spain on Monday as dozens of motorists said they were blindsided by unexpected late penalties when attempting to renew their driver's permits.
I have children. I have to buy books for my children, right? I have a house to run, right? Driving is not a necessity, right? Driving will take you from point A to point B. And what kind of money you have to pay just to renew your license? You understand? That is failure. You understand? That is failure. So now this 2,000, now they're saying something, right? You know how long I going to take to make this 2,000? I working basically for $250 a day. You understand? So you check that. This is not fair to a human being. You understand? From $875 to $2,000, that is not fair.
And I have my ticket here to show that is 11 pay, right? Which is not right. And if it's something that they're implementing a new thing, they're supposed to let the public know so that we know what we are coming to do. But you can see that it was just a makeshift thing because they had nothing in place, right, for the change that they made.
According to a release from the Transport Commissioner, there is a $600 penalty for persons with permits expired up to 6 months, $1,000 up to 3 years, and beyond that, the penalties go up to $3,500. Motorists at the Caroni office said they were also left in the dark.
They told you all about the late fees yet?
No. Yeah, they don't tell me about that day.
And how long have you been here?
Since morning.
And when is the first time you found out about the late fee?
About lunchtime, yeah, when you reach.
Off camera, one employee told CNC3 News that workers were only informed of the changes on Sunday via their cell phones. However, when CNC3 News reached out to the Transport Minister, he said this is nothing new. According to him, the penalties were announced since early December.
There was always a fee for permits that expired. There was always a fee. Even prior to the increase, there was a fee. So it's not a new fine. Regarding the staff stating that they were not aware, they were aware of the increases, and regarding persons saying they was not aware, this was in the Finance Bill 2025 that was both houses of Parliament in early December.
Both the Minister and the Transport Commissioner also denied rumours that persons who had late penalties were denied from renewing their licence up to 10 years. K. Marie Fletcher, CNC3 News.
So let me give you all this story, right? So a young lady, I want to make sure the story correct. So if they're listening, they could send me the story because I want to make sure I have it correct. Oh yeah.
Good night, Pastor Google. Our Prime Minister, she is very heartless. She knows what she has done, because she knows that everyone needs either the passport or the driver's permit, because everything you're doing now, you have to have two form of ID, so that she knows that you will still go and pay. So that is why she's laughing at us. She did this as wickedness. She just did this just for the fun of it, but she knows that we need to have two. So we will still end up having to pay for it if we only needed one form of ID.
Yeah.
People will go and renew the passport or the ID. They will just leave the car home or sell the car. Most people will end up being passengers. Take bus will make more money, because the way this government is going, I don't know what will happen before election. This country will be worse than Jamaica, worse than the other Caribbean islands who was bad before us. We will be worse than them in one shot.
You know the color making sense. The voice note are making sense, you know. Because you need two form of ID to open a bank account. To do plenty business today, you need two forms of ID. And if your passport expire, you have to go and get it. If your driver's permit expire, you have to go and get it. Only thing they would charge us for our ID cards just now. You think that by the time my son ready to get his ID card, I want to pay her 500? What do you think? What do you think? Give me a call, 464-7003. A lot of persons watching the Tobago elections. So that's why my numbers are so low tonight, boy. I've never seen my numbers so low on YouTube. Honestly, never seen it so low on YouTube. So I think that persons are watching. And all this time, next week, Monday, we are wondering what's going on with the Tobago elections. Hey, the caller calling in. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Google.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Voting has consequences. And what this government has put in place for all of us is that they can simply get up one morning and gazette what they want to increase without coming to the parliament. So in other words, there's more to come. I told you all, watch out from the 1st of January. I told you all, be careful because there's a lot more to come. There are a lot more increases to come. When your car gets wrecked, how much does it pay now? $500. You think that will go up? You just indicated about the ID card. You think that will go up? Anything that is happening with respect to the government issue on a regular basis, on a daily basis. Look at how many people were captured today, Monday. First Monday in the year. Look at how many people were captured in licensing office. And one of the employees said that they got a text on the phone when? Sunday. Letting them know about the increases. And these government ministers not going to relinquish the $70,000+ a month if they have to lie and protect the Prime Minister. Who knows when we will see her? She might, one of the callers indicated, she might very well be sick. Or in Britain, you don't know where, you don't know what. You think she coming to face Akash Samaru anytime soon? With the truckload of questions that Akash have for her to answer? But she gets sick and say, well, pulling all she ministers to answer. When she can't answer, just point at minister and say, Minister, come and answer this question. As she was doing very, very early when their tenure started. When last we saw the Prime Minister anyway. We saw her, the last time we saw her was when she was having supper for Christmas with the ministers who were so hard working and deserved to have some food and some drink at the diplomatic center. Outside of that, she ain't coming to talk to me. She don't need to come to do that. This morning on CNC3, there's a regular caller from Shogunas. But if he was on the program, he might have rained blows on Jason Williams. Jason Williams had to cut him off because he is indicating that Kamala Pasabi don't have to be there. She could sing a second string person to answer all the questions. But when Dr. Rowley was there, he answered questions for 2, sometimes almost 3 hours. You understand? Many times he alone would stand up at the diplomatic center and answer all of the questions.
You don't want to tell me I used to be right there.
Well, right. So, you could imagine Dr. Rowley not turning up to answer any questions. You remember COVID? How many times Dr. Rowley had to be there to respond to questions on COVID? How many times the Minister of Health had to be there to answer questions on COVID? Nearly on a daily basis. Almost on a daily basis, had to answer questions. You think Kamala Pasabi says I'm going to turn up to answer any questions? Huh? Like that? No, she's not. She's not doing that. So therefore, don't look for she anytime soon. Because she not coming to answer no questions from Akash. She ain't coming to answer no questions. You think that those questions about what happened in Venezuela, 7 miles away from us, she going to come to answer any questions? Up to now, they don't want to tell us who it is they're going to speak to in Venezuela. Just now, the OFAC license going to expire, you know.
Yeah, in April.
Just now, the OFAC license. And what they're going to do? Who is she going to send to talk to Delcy Rodriguez?
Mr. William?
The Minister
Energy.
CARICOM Affairs?
Nah, Minister Energy Affairs.
Energy, Dr. Munilal?
Yeah.
He don't have a clue about energy. He and all ducking and running all over the place. So every time you open him out, you don't know what he's talking about. He doesn't have a clue. And you can imagine the Minister of CARICOM and Foreign Affairs indicating that he is on the committee, the national, this committee where he indicated that she was there till 2:20 Saturday morning. Really? And we must believe him? We must believe him? That she was there. Okay, what you discussing up to 2:20 in the morning, Saturday morning?
And we are not. Yeah. What my thing is, you're discussing what you're discussing up to 2:20 in the morning when we have nothing to do and we have nothing to fear, and you're telling us that as a nation we have nothing to fear.
Kamala is here. Kamala is here where? Kamala is here where? Come and face the media.
Which media?
Come and face the media. But you're not coming to you sending what is your name? Oh gosh.
Sean Sobers.
Sean Sobers. To answer questions. And he attempted to say this is what she would have said.
Yeah.
And she is on that National Security Committee. What do you have the Minister of CARICOM Affairs doing on a National Security Committee? Talking about what? National Security? And you have a Minister of Defense and a Minister of Homeland Security, and we can't even see them too. And every time you ask them a question, is always, wait is by 1G? I'm sorry, but I can't answer that. I'm sorry, but I can't answer that. You can't see them. I remember how many times they say the worst about Minister Hines, how he's so lazy and he don't want to answer questions and you can't see him. But they have two ministers, one for Homeland Security and one for National Defense, that has to deal specifically with what's going on in Venezuela, and you can't see none of them, not one, to answer questions. I guess the question is not about what community center is about, is for. Maybe that's easy for him to answer, but not one of them you haven't seen for the entire year, and even before Christmas, to answer these serious questions that the country is concerned about. Prime ministers and presidents around the world talking to the country. Mia Motley spoke to her people.
The president
Reverend Scarrett spoke to his people.
Cuba spoke to his people.
Everybody talking to their people, but our prime minister incognito.
Now we don't deserve we do deserve anything. We don't deserve a talking to.
Well, she done win already.
Yeah.
So she in business.
Yeah. There's a
You know how to
doctor
come
only
and
tell
talk to
me.
me for the next almost 5 years. Take that.
Let me take this caller here. Hello, good evening.
Yes, Pastor Abdul. I forget to wish you Happy New Year, boy.
That's all right.
But that was on my mind, so I cleared now. The Minister of National Security and also Homeland Minister, one is dumb and the other one is Duncy. So 2 Ds. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. Right? I really don't know what to say. God help us all. Good evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The election is heating up in Tobago, boy. The elections is heating up in Tobago. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hey, good evening, Pastor. Well, Happy New Year to you.
Same to you, sir.
Yes. First, I just want to send out my condolences to the family of Eddie Hart.
Oh, yes, Mr. Eddie Hart, yes.
Yeah, we lost a good forward there, Pastor Google. I find all of our parents forward going away this year. I mean, we lost this gentleman, Mr. Pudi Pereira, who I like to call the walking encyclopedia with the PNM. You know, and now we lost died stalwart Mr. Eddie Hart. You know, some people say he's one of the best representatives for Tunapuna. You know, and it makes them want to think who is the MP right now for Tunapuna. And what the biggest mistake that Tunapuna has made in voting in that individual. You know, Pastor Will. You know, I agree with Brian. They say his actions and voting have consequences, you know. And look where we reach. There are some people who don't care, you know, Pastor Google. As long as a particular group of people with a special, particular hair texture, as long as they're in power, they have nothing to say. Pastor Google. That's the reality. You know why? Because some of these individuals have a colonial mentality. And the might of right is right. That's how I see things. And if people don't see it, well, too bad. But you see what's going on right now, and like this, like the world is like retrograding back to 50, 30 years ago. It is something very disturbing. And we have to wake up. And if you don't have eyes to see and ears to hear, then black people alike, and of course other people, burying their heads in the sand. Pastor Go, you have a good night, huh?
All right, thank you very, very much. Let's continue to listen to Mr. Sobers.
Interdiction efforts, but Venezuela was adamant it was about regime change and taking control of their natural resources. Given that the president of Venezuela has been ousted, and the US president spoke about plans he has for Venezuela oil, does this government still maintain that this was about drug trafficking through Caribbean waters? So was this about drugs or oil?
No. Our position still stands as it was before. The military intervention within the Caribbean region was based upon transnational crime. That has never changed. The US's position on that, as far as we are aware, has never changed on that. The other part of your question, respectfully, I think you would need to direct that to the White House.
I mean, looking at the U.S. grand jury charges for Maduro, while specific mention was made in the indictment of drugs transshipment through and involving specific countries like Honduras, Guatemala, Colombia, Mexico, no mention whatsoever is made of transshipment through Trinidad and Tobago's territory waters. So, again, I have to ask you, was this really about drugs flowing through the country or removing Maduro?
The military intervention within our waters was specific with respect to transnational crime affecting Trinidad and Tobago. Let us be very clear about that particular situation. Trinidad and Tobago, because of our geographical location, has been disproportionately affected by crime and transnational crime, specifically within the Southern Caribbean. The statistics demonstrate and prove that. Based upon the military intervention, based upon this government's administration, based upon the intervention by the Honorable Prime Minister, we would have seen as a country a drop in crime statistics to the tail end of last year and into this year. We would have seen a drop in murders. We would have seen a drop in serious crime. So it is clear that the intervention has worked. It is clear that this administration's approach to national security has worked. As it pertains to anything with respect to an indictment filed in the U.S., I again would humbly ask you to pose that question to the White House or to the relevant bodies within the United States that is dealing with that particular issue.
Any other media would like to ask some questions?
What we have passing the mics. Hi, you're Nessa Gajing, TV6 News. Now, we have seen the United States basically turn against one of its closest allies in Venezuela, which would have been the Vice President, Ms. Machado, right? Does Trinidad and Tobago have any concern as it pertains to its position with the United States in this kind of fluidity where we're seeing the U.S. having turned so quickly against Ms. Machado? Do we have any concerns about that?
Trinidad and Tobago has shared a long diplomatic and fraternal relationship with the United States of America. That long fraternal diplomatic relationship will continue.
Mm-hmm. Now, many are saying that we are basically supporting our superpower in snatching resources from another country. Do we have any concerns that we could end up in a similar position like Venezuela, perhaps, given that we also have natural resources and our proximity to Venezuela? Is this something that we support?
No, we support the U.S. as a long fraternal diplomatic friend of Trinidad and Tobago. We support the people of Venezuela. We support a peaceful transition of power to a democratic state. That is the position of the government of Trinidad and Tobago.
Us being a close ally to the U.S. in this situation, do we have any information at all as it pertains to the next steps with regards to the political transition in Venezuela? Because it doesn't seem that there's anything concrete at this time.
Well, I'm glad that you said that. As you may well be aware, this is a fluid and dynamic situation. It is ever evolving. And as the situation changes, information will be shared, not only with Trinidad and Tobago, but with other regional bodies like the CARICOM and other member states within the Caribbean region, and I'm sitting within the world. But as it evolves, I suspect that the information will be given on a need-to-know basis. Don't forget, we have Venezuela obviously involved in the situation because it's between the United States and Venezuela, and we have relationships with Venezuela that we keep alive and concrete as well too. And we wait and see. We don't want to pronounce on matters that could cause a flurry of conversation that is not necessary at this point in time.
Are you happy with the way that the minister is answering the questions? Are you happy with the answers that you're getting for these questions? Olia, let me be real now. Let's stop fooling myself now. Are you all happy? Are you all happy? 464-7003. 464, the time now is 26 minutes past 10. 26 minutes past 10. So I'm taking your calls. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Why?
He is clearly lying to speak one. He is not even answering that question. He's been asked that question and he's reflecting every time. Because you can't get a direct answer out of him. I don't know what I watched because why did that after question? And then you clearly he's lying to speak.
Thank you very much. How do you all feel about the answers that the Minister of Foreign Affairs is giving to you, Mr. Sean Sobers? Are you comfortable with the answers that he's giving? 464-7003. 464-7003. Are you happy? Are you comfortable with the answers that you are hearing from Mr. Sean Sobers? He says that he sits on the National Security Council. That's what he said he does, you know. Hello, good evening.
Yes, evening, Pastor Google.
Hi.
Yes, me again. What I wanted to say concerning the license that they raised on. They did say something. Anyhow, I'm not for the people here that they were going to raise that. Right? And when the people talk about it, they said that wasn't true.
Yes, I remember that. I remember that.
Right. Right. I remember they saying that wasn't true.
The somebody say with the evidence. I remember I was in a group and people in the group were saying, where's the evidence of this?
Yes. Right? So, they're lying again. So they keep on lying for the people. Now, I know usually all these things, when you're going to raise things, all right, they drop $1 on the gas, they come out and tell the people in the budget. Didn't you all have this plan all the time? To tell the people in the budget what you all are about to do? Why are you bringing these things on the people around this time? Now you send home people first, then you come and you're raising on everything you could think about. Right? So do you really love these people? Do you really care about these people?
And are you aware that they sent home contracted HGC drivers today?
Yes. Or today? No.
Yes, today. Today contracted HGC drivers were sent home.
Wow, again, because I hear they was talking about it, and I hear he talking about the past, whoever, how much money, and how much this, only the good to talk about the past. When we used to talk about the past, the people used to say why we don't leave it alone. Why they don't leave it alone and stop talking about the past? Right? And fix the business now. Now them had the majority. All they had the majority to do is to raise fee in this country for people to pay more money. Right? And another thing, I wish somebody could share this to the Tobago people. Tobago people, all they had the trump card in all their hand. I know fully well some of us don't like Trini. Right? Dr. Rowley put both on the C4, you know. You see now with her hand on. Oh, it must be her one. Right? People see in trouble to come from Tobago to Trinidad or even to go. Right? But they still didn't like Dr. Rowley, and he do so much for these people. Right? So, all I have the trump card. Don't let Fali fool you all, people, Tobago people, all the full of sense. Every vote, all the vote for Fali, it is in Kamala Bissesa Prasad hand. And she only waiting till she gets Olio in the palm of Olio's hand. Then she will pull the string on Olio like what she do in Trinidad. All you be careful. All you seeing what going on now, you know. All you have to take no mirror, no magnifying glass to look for it, you know. Tobago people, I am speaking to you all. Listen, you give Fali that vote, that is for Kamala. Okay? All you be careful what are you going into. All you will end up like we.
All right.
She only pretending she love all you now because she don't have all your trump card yet. Okay?
Thank you very much.
So be careful.
All right.
You be good, Pastor. Take
Same
care.
to you. Bye. Hello, good evening.
Pastor Google, I too want to apologize for not wishing you a happy new year, you and your family.
Yeah, man, that's cool, man.
And also to say condolences to the late great Eddie Hart, who's done so much for Trinidad and Tobago in his 89 years. I heard also there are some others who would have died, stalwarts who would have died a couple of days in the recent past, very, very recent. Pastor Google, I want to tell you last caller. There are 2 Tobagonians in Parliament. Have they been given any portfolio? Or are they just simply dashboard puppies that have been placed there? Imagine. You have people like David Nakid. You have people like Philip Edward Alexander. Other parliamentary secretaries have been given portfolios and extra money that they are getting. But the 2 Tobagonians, way up in the, way down in the back, up in the corner, have not been given any portfolio. All you hear Fali making any noise about that? They are just there to vote yea or nay in line with the government. You hear anyone from the Tobago House of Assembly complaining, you hear Fali, you hear Watson complaining that these 2 Tobagonians are just simply there to shake their head, to say yea or to say nay. They have been given absolutely no portfolio whatsoever compared to many others who have been given portfolios and who have absolutely nothing to do. Naked ended up in Lebanon 3 months after he was given the portfolio in the Ministry of Sport. He was in Lebanon having a good time. But these 2 Tobagonians, no portfolio for them. They're just there coming to the parliament and they're just voting yea or nay according to the wishes of the government, of the present government. You're hearing Fali making any noise about that. You could imagine PNM having 2 Tobagonians like Sampa Kojo, and I forget the other lady's name, and they have no portfolio or minor portfolios.
Ayana Webster Roy.
And not a song from Fali. They have look at the radar. They have expanded the surroundings around the radar. You hearing Fali saying anything? You hearing Fali talking about what is exactly going on with that radar? How the surroundings have been improved, have been expanded? Not a word from Fali. And you know promising $500 a month for babies born in Tobago. We get that money from. He never gave the ex gratia payment.
He also said that you will get 5,500. That is the threshold that they go in for the CPAP workers.
Pastor Google, up to now he's still owing from, according to Sampa Saki Kojo. Remember when the boat had turned capsized in the
the fishermen and them, he's still owing them money.
People still being owed money. Contractors still being owed money. So you're going to pay these people out to make babies? And people accepting that again? And according to the last caller, are we going to continue to be fooled by these grandiose set of ideas that have no teeth whatsoever, because he could have voted before he shut down the assembly and made it law? But you think he had to follow up with that after the win the next election come the 12th of this month? What about the vessels? What about the Cabo Star? What about the APT James? What about the Warrior? You ain't any noise? Huh? You hearing Diane Haddad making any noise? No noise.
Well, she's not in the chamber anymore, but she does make she noise, eh?
But I'm not going to tell you that she was interviewed I think it's December, twice on TV6.
Mm-hmm.
But you hear any noise from anybody? I remember when PNM got into office, the amount of noise and cameras, they say, oh, the thing on the shelf, Tobago dead. You remember? You recall all of that?
Mm-hmm.
But nobody making no noise right now, Pastor Google. All is well in Tobago. All your fall faith. All your time coming. Have no fear. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much.
I can now support the Prime Minister's assessment of calling us a lawless dog. If you support the removal of a sovereign elected leader by force, contrary to international law and against the UN Charter, you are definitely lawless. And by further not denouncing it like the international community, you have brought us into the realm of being a dump.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Google. And your listeners to this wonderful station that you're doing the work on tonight. Pastor Google.
Yes, sir.
I get an apology. I can't call the people's names, my partners. I can't call where they're working. Pastor Google, but I told them that I am not accepting any because I got fired. Pastor Google, then some people things had to happen to them, like how it happened to you, for them to realize how evil and wicked this government is. And talking about by the Islamic going past everything in PNM wrongly and them man this and man you Pastor Google, they apologize. But you want to tell one. Can't call him. Can't call me. I tell him, you kill the man. And you go to the man's funeral and pay Anna on your wife and tell she is sorry. No, this is not me really. I just an analogy. But that don't make sense. The man's still dead. So apologizing to me, I still lost my work. You show me back in hard times because all the truth to believe a lie. So I don't want your apology. What require from all the people who make the mistake? Do better next time. Do all the research. Or have some call a cell phone. Go back 2010 to 2050 and see what the UNC did. And all they won't have to apologize because it comes full circle and biting all here.
But let me ask you this. What, your partners and them fear, you know, boy?
Boy, I'll call you after the program. I'll come tell you. But anyhow, they basically why I understand it feeling good.
You feeling good?
Yeah, they get job and thing. Work and thing all over the place.
Okay, they get you, man.
Because you ain't hearing nothing. I saw the PNM. I had to go Singapore and live. And the PNM is the most wicked government out and round this and that. I wonder what they're saying now. With all this Pastor Gold, I went carrying to my brother, the licensing office of them. If you see people, thousands, they're running scared, but you're charging for everything on the vehicle. I pass through the bamboo by Bobby's because there's some customer Hilux. I want painted. Pastor Gold, Bobby's the road, the bamboo full. People running scared. I wonder who winning now. All the winning? The place in a mess. Or just talk about the phone. After the individual costing. Right? Because pressure, the kind of fines I seen people for the Amanda ticket for $45,000. $45,000 with a ticket to go with. And do you hear what I say now, boy? Better the merit points. All in all of that, There's no dictatorship. All the time on the line on Dr. Rowley and saying that dictator. This is not a dictatorship, but you know hurtful about it? The people who do this to this country, yellow the court people, ain't come out and I could put to them, all the shame, they ain't come out and say we make a mistake, we go do better next time. All they do all the research, all they have a phone. I can't believe, as somebody says on the internet, we have information at our fingertips, and it's the most that are dumb people you have ever come across. People have you don't have to go to the library by analyzing song anymore and look through the Encyclopedia Britannica. You have it. You could call Gemini. You could call Google. You could say wherever, and the information right there. And people still, despite what they did in 2010 to 2015, still go and vote yellow is the code and hoist this upon all of us. And I know I sent someone chat today, and I tell him, is it me or is it the people who started the program the other day? Are they running ghosts? Because you ain't seen them no more. And some of them come out from in the morning, by 9 they're gone. But they was complaining about people. You understand? They are dying of ghosts because they in the place stink. The place still stink, all over stink. Boy, dying of ghosts. The same people who say we pay out people ever clean. Pastor, go when you tell me which part you pass clean. Going up Carney today, cows in the middle of the road and the island eating the grass. I'll show you my brother. I tell the cows, I didn't use CPAP now. Cows, it has so much grass. Like I will have to cow and goat. Yeah, they go past because I real grass all over the place. Boy, all they give me a break now, man. People too evil in this place, boy. All they buy cell phone and Google or Gemini or call whoever call to get information before they can read it. They just tell all it. Master Golagon.
All right, thank you very much.
No, I am not satisfied with the questions. The way they answering the questions. The reason why they are afraid to answer questions is because of, one, if they talk the truth, their leader said they could get kicked out because that would mean that they are for country, and she don't want them to be for country, she only wants them to be for party. And two, she is afraid that if they do talk the truth, that Trump could hear and may come to her and say, we are not getting any visa again. And that is what she is trying as hard to keep that. That is very precious to her. That is why they answer so. And thirdly, if they do answer, it makes themselves look foolish by certain things that they said in the beginning, and now to answer and say something else now to make them foolish. All of them don't understand what their portfolio is as yet to know. Look like all of them still campaigning and will campaign till the end of this season, until the election call again. They will campaign. They're not doing any work. None of them.
Very interesting. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very, very much. We're taking your calls now. 464-7003. 464-7003. 464-7003. Hey, look who calling in. Hello, good evening, sir.
Hey, good night, Pastor. Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all the callers, all the listeners, the regular callers, who they are. Glad to hear them. Glad to see they return immediately to defend the cause and speak out, because there's only few of us, because everyone else just seems to be like it's nothing. It wasn't an enjoyable Christmas, because as everybody else, we wake up in the morning, you have to rush now to see all about and read up all of these fines. People clueless, right? PNM supporters clueless. UNC worse, they're more clueless than anything. Pastor, so my contribution is this. As have a little grouse of the Minister of Foreign Affairs. So you're saying the government of Trinidad and Tobago saying they going ahead with a smooth transition with the people of Venezuela, right?
Right.
Now, remember, that was echoed from Saturday. And what happened when Maduro was caught? I think the Prime Minister, she and all said we will, in one of her ex-posts, that she was going ahead with the transition. But they had to scramble in a way. Because what would have taken place was that in that transition, if the people came out, because if time is stalling, and even today, if the people going out on the streets and they want Maduro to come back, they want Maduro to return, which may not happen, but they want Maduro. What transition? Because you are against Maduro. How would you, as a government now, being supportive of a transition when the people supporting they want Maduro? How could you align yourself for that? How do you feel today, the same lady that you had a problem with? I mean, earlier on I mentioned it, people mentioned it, I don't want to recycle it, that you had with the sanction planes, you had problems with Delcy, you had your own influencers singing about Delcy in the election campaign tunes. How is it now? How are you feeling that this may be the lady? Because time going in, we don't know.
But it's no maybe. But we just let me stop you.
Yeah, listen.
We say maybe the lady. I don't understand. They have sworn her in today as the interim president of Venezuela. It's no maybe the lady.
Well, you're correct. But I don't know for certain if Trump and they going to make deals with these people if they are right currently. I am not.
That is what, but Donald Trump said it. Donald Trump said he sent a message to Delcy. He told Delcy that she is the one in charge right now, and don't let her fate be worse than Maduro.
Right. So he is trying for her to conform.
That's right. That is what he's trying to do. He's trying to get her to conform to the vibes.
To what America right. So because his statement clearly came out and say we run Venezuela now.
He said that we will be he said we will be the interim. In the interim we will be the ones to take care of caretaker government. Yeah.
Caretaker government, right? So this is the lady. My point I want to stress: this is the lady we have to deal with. This is the lady who told you she does not. She ain't
getting no gas. Yeah, she ain't getting no gas.
No, suppose she tell the Americans in their face that I don't want Trinidad getting nothing.
No, well, I believe Delcy. I feel Delcy will dance them. Delcy will dance it. Yeah. Delcy will dance them. She would. Let me tell you something now. Delcy, I was telling somebody, I watching Delcy. Delcy really don't have anything to do with our government, you know.
Exactly.
Delcy don't have anything to do with Dr. Munilal and Ms. Bissessa. Delcy has taken a decision. Delcy don't have nothing to do with this government.
And currently, Pastor, I want to stress your comment there. Right now, the America values Venezuelans' oil and their gold and diamond reserve, anything than beyond Guyana, beyond Little Trinidad and Tobago. So whatever they could get out of arrangements with Venezuela, and if it suit them, and whatever this Monroe Doctrine they're talking about, Venezuela will be good to go and America and Venezuela will be good. They will be running the show in the Caribbean, in this region, Venezuela. And we now could be, I don't know what we'll be subjected to.
We will be what he did to the we will be just what he did to the opposition leader in Venezuela. You see what he did with her?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And my last point I want to leave with you on a note. Now, I was a troubling thing that happening that really for young people, and I talk about entrepreneurs. This thing with the gas, the LPG gas, right? Now, a lot of people who work in little restaurants and stuff and thing, maybe, and I'm sorry, as I said, don't use the word maybe, possibly might be lost a job. Because I'm seeing restaurateurs are going to have no choice but to let go people. That gas price, right, is going to hemorrhage, right? Hemorrhage all restaurants in Trinidad and Tobago. Matter of fact, gas alone could even, that raising gas is going to even hemorrhage us who cooking at home too. Because think about it, the stress. You're hearing callers talking about the fines, right? You're hearing callers talking about UTC, you're putting in your money, right? You hear Imbert last week. So much things you're hearing. Imbert talking about pensioners. They promised the pensioners the pension won't be taxed. But he went through reading the documents, the finance documents, to see where he see that, and he couldn't even see it. That was the previous finance minister of the country. Pastor, to be honest, for young people, we're going to be in a problem. And I don't know when the 31st of January reach. I want to see who running all these feds and things. And if the voice come out to say we need to go and protest, because I think on the 31st, right, is where we have to debate now the extension of the SE, right? I am hoping that our political party, well, my political party, the PNM, will stand firm, because we have to go on the street and protest, Pastor. We have to just staying online now and making comments and in a shoo corner and thing, it's working. We had to go outside and protest, because I getting fed up. It's how young people they getting fed up. We getting kind of clueless. We getting stressed for no reason. Right? And the people who decided not to vote and staying quiet, right? This is not a time to be staying quiet now. This is our time to come out. Pastor, thanks for the contribution, and bless all the best for the show for the brand new year, right? Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. The caller made a point. I want to play this news article. Something was in the news tonight that I want to play. Take a listen to this.
In business news, the economic downturn has claimed 2 casualties in Trinidad and Tobago's business landscape, with Movietown shuttering its Tobago cinema and the Home Store closing its Chaguanas branch.
And shifting social dynamics are also taking a bite out of consumer spending, with KFC reporting a flattening of sales in recent months.
Geisha Carlos Alonso has the details in tonight's Business Watch.
Movietown has pulled the plug on its Tobago operations as of January 4th. This was confirmed by its founder and chairman, Derek Chin, who explained to Business Watch on Monday how the branch struggled for years to stay afloat.
There's never been a profitable, we ran it there, we tried, there's reduced prices, every kind of things, but they don't seem to be into moving in the way we thought they would be as normal. So, we never got to a level that it was economically viable. But we persevered, we tried, and then we realized, it doesn't make sense, because for us to restart it again, if you know what I mean, we have to refurbish. And that is going to be too expensive to refurbish, change projectors.
Meanwhile, the Home Store has announced the closure of its Chaguanas branch located in Pennywise Plaza, effective Monday, January 5th, 2026. In a notice on social media on Monday, the company cited the continued decline in the economy as the primary reason for the decision. The closure marks a significant shift for the home goods retailer, which has maintained a presence in Chaguanas for several years. In other business news, between global political tensions and local social issues, the average consumer is thinking twice before tapping their card. This as KFC has witnessed a slowing in consumer spend in the past couple months, says Roger Ambrose, Vice President of KFC and Pizza Hut.
I think consumer spending, in light of everything that is going around, the social, political issues, persons are being a bit cautious. Generally, traffic on the whole, we have seen not a significant fall off from prior year, but a more of a flattening of traffic. And obviously, less money, a lot of uncertainty with job losses and so on.
However, Ambrose says for KFC, the slowdown isn't necessarily a setback, as the company continues to innovate to cater to the needs and pockets of its consumers. He spoke to Business Watch at the official launch of KFC's Carnival campaign, which took place on the Brian Lara Promenade in Port of Spain on Monday. And now for a look at today's energy and forex prices.
Devonsi said it, just a little bit of power, boy. A little bit of power. A little bit of power. They don't respect us. They don't respect you. You who put them there, they don't respect you. Look at what's going on. They're not even coming to address you. They're not even coming to tell you, well, here's what's going on. This is what's going on. They're not even coming to tell you that. They're not coming to address you. And some of you comfortable with that? What can I say? What can I say? Trinidad and Tobago, wake up now. Wake up, please. And thanks. Wake up, please. It's 11 o'clock. I'll play this song again for you. Take a listen. So what I think I want to do now is to take you over to Tobago, where the leader of the Trinidad and Tobago, the leader of the Tobago arm of the PNM is about to take the platform. So I'll end the program here and give you a taste of what's happening in Tobago. Join me tomorrow, please God, as we continue to discuss issues, current affairs, and things that are happening in Trinidad and Tobago. So, Constructive Talk family, thank you very much for being with me this evening. Talk to you guys tomorrow, please God. Take you over now to Mr. Ansel Dennis, who's about to take the platform and address the people in Tobago PNM.
Only selection time. For march out.
I want the DJ to pull up. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, Mr. DJ. Pull up, Mr. DJ. Before we launch the song, we have a special host who is going to replace me for just this little portion, because we want to make sure that we introduce the incoming Chief Secretary the correct way. Say correct. Say correct. Mr. DJ, Lego the host.
Across in Buku, Mount Pleasant. Buku, Mount Pleasant, we are giving our support to the man who will defeat Keegan the North.
March out, Ansel. Kwesi.
They don't even know what to say again.
Only selection time. For march
out. It's one Ansel. One Ansel. One Ansel. DJ, pull up. Pull it up, DJ. All anything hot?
Ansel. Kwesi.
Across in Buku.
Only selection.
Buku Mount Pleasant.
That is it. Buku Mount Pleasant. Who they want? Thanks, Fally. That is the only time Fally prophesied. He prophesied. So let me get ready.
March out.
Ansel. 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 Ansel.
You respect that. Fight your white people still a try. Fight. Ansel in the dark, him a go fix every road for walk. From Kodla Hall, right back to Mason Hall. Ask crazy about it, him nasty. No feel PNM come fi catch kicks. A 4 years them get dark and them waste.
We are voted
so
for.
So sing back to basics.
Vote PNM today. Ansel na go play game, no time.
Across in Buku,
Mason Hall.
Mount Pleasant, Buku Mount Pleasant, we are giving our support to the man who will defeat Keegan the North.
March out, Ansel, march out. Ansel.
Alright, DJ.
Kwesi.
Tell the DJ after 11.
Only selection time. For march out. Roll out. Are you the people that want to?
Mason Hall, Mason Hall, Mason Hall. It is good to be here in Mason Hall, North Moriah, to give support to the next assemblyman for this district, Mr. Kwesi Devines. Of course, let me recognize as well the candidate and the next assemblyman for Mason Hall South Bagatelle, Dexter Miller. Other distinguished members of the team of 15 candidates that will win the election on January the 12th and will begin the rescue operation to save Tobago soon after that. Let me also recognize Senator Melanie Roberts Rajman, former Senator Hislop, members of the executive of the PNM here in Tobago,
you, the very vibrant supporters of the People's National Movement, 7 days to go, how you feeling?
PNM.
It is after 11 and I will not keep you too long. But of course I have to say a few words to you. And it is my assignment that when I come to the platform as the leader of this team and as the leader of the PNM here in Tobago, I have to tell you every night something or some things that the PNM will do to improve your quality of life and to ensure that this island and the trajectory of our development goes back in a positive direction. But I stand here accused of presiding over the issuance of millions of dollars in contracts to Tobago contractors. And I want to say here this evening that I plead guilty as charged by Pothole Trevor. Because it has been the policy of the PNM here in Tobago for 21 years, and I want to say to you that when you re-elect the PNM to office on January the 12th, that policy will continue, and the policy is that whenever we spend Tobago's money, and Tobago's development money to be more specific, that we give all the opportunities to contractors from Tobago that will employ Tobagonians and that will reinvest their profits in Tobago. And therefore, my simple commitment to the people of Tobago is that when you re-elect the PNM and I am your chief secretary, I will take away all the contracts that were being issued to contractors from outside of Tobago and ensure that they return to you, the people of Tobago.
You dig? PNM.
And I will say there will be only one difference, because on this occasion, we will take away some from the largest contractors and trickle it down to some of the medium and small contractors. Because I want to tell you that Tobagonians are suffering from two very tremendous pieces of what I consider to be pain. Pain number one is all the potholes in the road. And that is why we're calling the Secretary of Infrastructure Pothole Trevor. Right out there. And could you imagine that even around election time, your roads are not being paved? So no paving for 4 years, no significant road works to maintain the roads that Tobagonians drive on. All you're getting is a patching here and a patching there. And of course, the road to his house in Signal Hill was paved first. But you, the people of Tobago, especially in Tobago East, must contend with potholes all over the place. And you know the reason for that? The reason is, people of Tobago, is that at the first opportunity, they sidelined, blacklisted, and proceeded to destroy every single paving contractor right here in Tobago. And there are approximately, I think it's between 4 to 6 contractors on the island, capable, qualified, and who have the equipment to pave roads in Tobago. They destroyed all of them. And when they do that, who will pave the roads? But Pothole Trevor, big mark is that under the PNM, we gave out 25 contracts to pave roads to Tobago contractors. So who's supposed to pave the roads in Tobago? But you see, what he will not tell you is that while we gave, I think it was 50 million to one contractor, under this administration, they gave over $200 million in road works, plus over $200 million in housing projects to contractors from outside of Tobago. And I'm here to tell you this evening, and I don't care who vex, that our intention is to put Tobago first again. PNM. And I want to say to our security firms as well that we will fix that problem where, again, at the first opportunity, this anti-Tobago administration, and they want to tell you that Tobago is we, and they call themselves a Tobago party. Why? Because they have the name Tobago as part of the party's name. A Tobago party, in fact, the only Tobago party in Tobago at this point in time is the People's National Movement. Because you don't get to say you're a Tobago party because Tobago in your name. You earn the right of being a Tobago party when your policies and your programs and your agenda is pro-Tobago. And therefore I want to say to the security firms, because it's not only the construction sector they destroyed. They came in and they canceled projects from some of our Tobago-built security firms, whether it was MI4, Med4, or Dominion. They took away projects from those companies and issued them to companies from Trinidad. And you see, you all need to understand the impact of that. Because Tobago-based businesses, whether agriculture businesses, or construction companies, or security companies, when they get opportunities through the spending of Tobago people's money, they don't leave Trinidad, they don't leave Tobago, and go along to South Trinidad or any other part of Trinidad to recruit people down there. They hire people from right here in Tobago, and if a project is being done in Mason Hall by a Tobago contractor, they will hire people from right in this community of Mason Hall to execute those works. And this administration came in and they put an end to that. And in effect, they destroyed the Tobago economy. And that is why today, it's not only construction companies in Tobago that have closed their doors and facing foreclosure by the bank, but go to the malls. You will see businesses that were once opened, closed down. Now all of a sudden, Tobagonians can't go to movie town. It's only Netflix and chill going forward. Some of you need to leave out the chill. But it's only Netflix because movie town closed down. Because you see, the lifeblood of any economy is something called money. The circulation of money in the economy is what keeps it going. And I want to say to you that this chief secretary, who we are calling the Lion King, is fully responsible for the state of the Tobago economy. Because when you take decisions to cancel Tobago contractors and to cancel Tobagonians to enrich your friends from South Trinidad, then you are in effect removing money from the Tobago economy and destroying that economy. So when you ask yourself why they play so hard, blame nobody else but the Lion King. When you ask yourself why there are so many potholes across Tobago, it is because the Tobago contractors who will normally do your paving works have all been sidelined and destroyed. And the only contractor in Tobago right now doing any road works is a contractor called California Stucco from Trinidad. But Pothole Trevor wants to tell you that it is a problem because the PNM gave millions of dollars to Tobago contractors. We will give more because, in fact, the THA should be spending about $500 million every year in development works to build sporting facilities, to to build community centers, to fix the roads, to fix the drains, to build the retaining walls. And I'm signaling to you, the people of Tobago, that we will spend every cent to develop Tobago, and we will put it in the pockets and the bank accounts of Tobago contractors, and by extension their employees and those people as well that they do business with. And that is our policy, and I make no apologies for that. And the final thing I will say, Pothole Trevor told the people in Moriah, I think it was, that Ansel Dennis will soon face jail time. People of Tobago, let me tell you something. I have been in public life for 14 years. And I've been active, meaning in the Tobago House of Assembly, for 9 years. And I had a stint in the Senate as a senator. And for every year that I was in office, I filed my integrity declarations every single year, and I got a certificate of declaration. The Lion King, the chief secretary, has failed to file his on several occasions, to the extent where he was forced by the court, by the High Court of Trinidad and Tobago, to file his declarations. I have never been the subject of any Integrity Commission investigation. I have never been the subject of any police investigation. My name has never ended up in any court document saying that I misbehaved and that I acted outside the provisions of the law. My name was never in any police warrant. No licensing officers ever showed up by my gap to search any vehicle to see if I engaged in any criminal conduct. I could walk the road. I could hold my head high. I could go anywhere in Tobago. I could go anywhere across the world, and no police will be looking for me.
You dig?
And therefore, I want to say to the people of Tobago that when you elect the PNM, you are electing people with integrity, you are electing people with decency, you are electing people who respect public office and who are not in love with public office. And I want to close by telling you the danger of being in love with public office. Because when you're in love with public office, you just end up doing stupidness around election time, such as pulling down red flags to put up blue flags, when you're supposed to be a big secretary of education, operating like you have no education, but you are secretary of education, and apparently you don't do maths in school, so you don't know that flags don't vote when election time come. It's people who just walk in polling stations and put the X and put the finger in ink to vote for political parties. So flags don't vote. But the other foolish thing that you do around election time when you're thirsty for office is to give out house that ain't built and give out land that ain't developed. And that is why the assemblyman for this district since 2022 distributed houses in Riceland, and up to now the houses have not been built. And he said a couple days ago he intends to distribute 64 more in this month, and the house ain't built yet. And I want to say to those people in closing that when Whitey give you your papers, take it. Because when you put back the PNM, in fact you have to put back the PNM, because it's the only way you're going to get that house or that land that Whitey promising you. Because his track record shows that he will give you the documents, he will have a draw for it, and he will never ever build it. Because for the last 4 years, he gave out over 100 parcels of land and over 100 houses, and he only built 4. So in other words, the Secretary of Settlements has been giving out paper houses. So I guess you're supposed to take the letter that he give you and build one of them paper house that you used to build in school. And I'm saying to you, the people of Tobago, although he gave you the documentation, vote for the PNM, because it is the only way that the house that they give you or the land that they give you will ever be built or developed. And because we don't victimize nobody, we will respect any documentation as long as it is legal, as long as it is proper. It doesn't matter which administration did it. We will continue it. We will respect it because we respect Tobagonians. We respect the rule of law. And that is why great is the PNM. Great is our God. Great are the people of Tobago. And we shall prevail.
You dig? PNM. Answer. Crazy. PNM. You respect that. March out. Roll out. Are you the people that want to know? All the people. All the man in the PNM. Vote PNM. PNM. Vote the PNM. 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 Vote PNM. March out and still march. Are you the people them want? Them not go take no talk when other party talk. Them song they start. When me say them song they start. So vote PNM today. And still not go play games no time.
Pull it up, DJ. Pull it up.
Fight so YTP still a try.
As we leave the residents of Mason Hall and the residents of Mason Hall North, Moriah, the PNM caravan rolls into Canaan Bonaccord, Crown Point Bonaccord tomorrow night. As we gather at the Milford Court, we are going to continue spreading this message of hope, giving all of Tobago the opportunity to put Tobago first again. Join us tomorrow night at 7:30 at the Milford Court in Bonaccord as we continue spreading this message of love and hope. Reach home in safety, and God bless each and every one of God's children represented here tonight. DJ.
The information provided by the speakers and or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information. The information provided by the speakers and or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
you hear la couré, you there. From the time you hear la couré, you there, cause all you do move along, ooh. All you do move along, once you hear he say, she say, you're pulling up like DJ. You wanna hear the touring in all its glory. I a man don't like to disappoint, cause I calypso and anointed to tell you the truth. So here's the inside scoop. Last election was the strangest yet. No lie, a young PM get a cocoa sweat. Ooh. When they done adding up the polls, they appoint 173 years old. I'm to them boy. Celebration will class start to knock. People pass out, can't do the work. 2 days past the leader can't sit. Palarat say white all unfit. When the mark buzz, when the mark buzz, when the mark buzz, like they was drinking boy. You either laugh cry or cuss. I say bust. When the mark buzz, when the mark buzz, real brave who's pass. Bacchanal is a must from the time you hear la couré, you there. From the time you hear la couré, you there, cause all you do move along, ooh. All you do move along, once you hear about Kankatang, you're pulling up like a wagon. You wanna hear the touring like hot lorry. I am afraid to give you the talk. Kaisonianas walk the walk and say what we mean. So here's the scene. An old Calypsonian drink some rum. Who's that why? He start to talk like it make him dumb. That's alright. Say that these songs today is trash. I know some men only agree, no. I like he mix the rum with babash, like he really catch it, boy. Our next artist take for rhythm, overstay his time in Brooklyn. Start a food business like things nice. He better watch out for ice. When the mark buzz, when the mark buzz, when the mark buzz. That fella is a real killer, boy. You either laugh cry or cuss. I say bust. When the mark buzz, when the mark buzz. I hope in good spirit. Bacchanal is a must from the time you hear la couré, you there. From the time you hear la couré, you there, cause all you do move along, ooh. All you do move along, high. You wanna hear about Giselle, how she head not well, about Alexander and how he need altar. About how Benjamin, like little children. You wanna hear how Kamala turn big warmonger. Cause all you do move along, you do move along. You wanna hear how Gypsy run from NCC. You wanna hear the thing down about voice not falling. How we have no crime plan from the UNC. All we in SOE, poor men and things. All you do move along, you do move along. From the time you hear la couré, you there. From the time you hear la couré, you there, cause all you do. Hey, crazy D, we're not putting no more. Let them come in the tent to hear the rest. It's the vibes. We got shot them.